Okay, thank you very much. Now let's go to two French cases. We start with Antoine, who
Yes,
will
I
show
will
us
show my
an
screen.
experience. Yeah, perfect. An experience from a delegated party.
So, hello everyone, I'm Antoine. I'm from Certinergy and Solution. It's a French company, subsidiary of Engie since 2019. And we are working in different sectors in France for the white certificates, so the CEE in France. Today we are going to discuss about feedback in the industry, where we are doing a project of optimization for the utilities production and its recovery. We are also doing services of support to help the customers to optimize their consumption. And just so you know, we are also present in the building sectors and transport sectors, but mainly for the white certificates part. The project we are doing are mainly in industry. And so we realized a lot of projects in France where we use the white certificate, and we had a engagement performance contract with our client to guarantee the economies, the savings we are announcing. So that's what we are talking about just after. The MNV protocol we have in the company, and our feedback. So we have a dedicated team of 5 people just for the measurement and verification. As for the precedent presentation, we use the EPMVP to calculate savings, mainly option A and B. And we have 150 gigawatt savings weighted for 2025. So it's quite important. And on all these customer where we have saving guarantee, we also have a penalty if we don't respect our mandatory. So it's quite important. So the performance commitment and energy monitoring. What I would like to discuss with you is the benefits for the customer, and in particular the industrial, to have MNV follow during a certain period after the deliverance of white certificates. In France, it's not mandatory, so a lot of company doesn't do this work. For a customer, it's a guarantee of the savings we announce, and as I said before, we have a penalty if we doesn't do the savings announced. It's also a concrete evidence to justify investment and to prove the good value of this investment. It's interesting when you have to discuss with the direction of a company, which is only mainly interested by the economic value of the project, and it's important to give real numbers on this part. It also helps the companies to have a long-term vision, because when we are proving savings for 1 year, these savings are going to repeat each year after. So it's a good vision for the consumption of this seat for the next years. Also, when we have this saving commitment, we stay bound to the customer, and we give him an expert assistance. So if he encounter any trouble on his installation, he can call us and ask for help. And sometimes, and we will see that on the slide after, this commitment can give additional financing. In France, nowadays we have ADEME, for example, that can give subsidies to finance a project, but they need proof of the energy savings, like in Italy. But it's not the same for the white certificate. So is it expensive to have MNV support for the site after the use of white certificate? It depends, but it has a cost that can be difficult to absorb for the client. First of all, we need instrumentation in every spot needed for the IPMVP protocol. So it's a lot of instrumentation to install. And in a lot of cases, the industrial doesn't have a monitoring solution. So they have to buy also a monitoring solution to gather all the instrumentation. This cost might be important, and it's just for the measurement, but they also need working time from my team, for example, that we have engineers working on this subject, so it has a cost also. And I have listed some tasks that are important for the cost. There is, for example, the identification of the baseline situation that we are doing before the work. We have the definition of saving calculation methodology. We are doing a MNV plan to present this for the customer. And we have also support for the operational monitoring of the installation. So as I was saying before, if the customer has a problem on his installation, he can call us and we are going to help him. Also, we are trying to detect problems with the monitoring solution. So this has a cost. This is a way for us to prevent the payment of penalty if the commitment is not validate. And there is the time needed also for the data processing and the saving calculation when we are once a year presenting the real savings for the customer. All of this has a cost. By the past, it was not really a subject, but nowadays it's more and more difficult for the French industrial to pay this cost. The main reasons is that since 2022, the EPCs are no longer entitled to a bonus. This was the case before in industry. If you have an EPC, you get a bonus on the volume of white certificates. It was a good way to realized to get a new installation for free because the amount of white certificates were quite huge. But no, it's not possible. So you have less volume and you have to pay for the EPC. In addition to that, the cost of energy that was quite important a few years ago is coming back to normal, and we have some customers that are almost at the same price for energy than before 2022. So this is less subject of concern for industrial in France. This has drawbacks on the market. It slows the market because the industrial have a lower budget available because of what I said about the volume of white certificates. There is less subsidies, so they have to pay more for the installation, and the economic situation nowadays is quite difficult, so they have to make choices. There is lower stakes on the energy cost because it's coming back to normal, and because there is less budget and less stake, the decision-making processes are longer. But the problem with this and with our today's subject is that lower budget means less MNV project, because if they have to make a choice, it's often the part they don't want. So that means there is no real measurement of the saving announced, which means that we can't know if the white certificates were estimated correctly or not. There is less monitoring of the installation, and we see that, especially in the first year, it's important to help the customer in the monitoring of their installation because it's new. They don't always know how to pilot and monitor them, and we can help them to optimize their consumption. And they are on their own if they encounter difficulties because we are not there to help them. So all these factors mean that the white certificates generate less savings. And to conclude, I work that measuring savings is the guarantee that white certificate will be put to good use, because sometimes they are not. Thank you.